day you won't sleep, you'll return to your body's original rhythm, to the silent beat with which the earth turns, to the same pulse that marks the sunrise and the arrival of night.
Your body has always had a clock made of light, temperature, breath, and silence. But the noise, speed, screens, and broken hours of the day have disconnected its internal tick from the natural pulse of the world. This practice isn't just about getting better sleep, it's about getting back in sync with life. Imagine that inside your brain, just behind your eyes, there is a small cluster of neurons, the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Andrew Huberman calls it the conductor of your biology. It determines when your body should be awake, when it should release energy, and when it should surrender to rest. Every cell in your body, your skin, your muscles, your liver, your heart, follows the orders of that director. And each one also has its own internal clock, a tiny molecular machine that measures the passage of time. When everything is in sync, the symphony is perfect. You sleep soundly, wake up energized, feel clarity, focus, and emotional stability. But when that rhythm is broken, everything becomes disorganized. Your biological clock doesn't sync with the time on your phone, but with light. The natural light of dawn and the deep darkness of night are the most powerful messages your brain receives. They tell your body when to release cortisol to wake up and when to produce melatonin to rest. That's why Huberman teaches that looking at the sunlight in the morning isn't just another wellness tip. It's a biological intervention, a reunion with your species code. Today, this practice will be just that, a journey to restore communication between your eyes, your mind, and your body, so that night can be night again, and rest, true rest. Feel the air rush in and expand inside, as if each inhalation clears the noise of your day. Feel your body gradually surrender to the slow rhythm of calm. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and allow the sound of your breath to become the metronome of your biology. As you breathe, imagine that thousands of cellular clocks inside you begin to align. It's as if internal time were being ordered, as if each cell were remembering the original melody with which it was created. Your brain listens to what you do with your body. If you move calmly, it understands calm. If you breathe deeply, it understands safety. And if you surrender to silence, it activates internal repair programs. That's the wisdom of the nervous system. It doesn't obey words, but sensations. And now, your task isn't to think. It's to feel how you're back on time. At this moment, there's no rush. Time ceases to be an enemy, because synchronicity isn't forced, it's remembered, like a river that, after detouring, returns to its course. Imagine the earth slowly spinning on its axis. Imagine the light moving over the oceans, the sunrise touching the mountains, everything breathing in time. That rhythm is the same one that exists within you. Your body is not separate from the planet. It is designed to move to the rhythm of its light. Every night you spend in front of a bright screen, every day you go without seeing the sun, you're telling your brain, I don't know what time I'm living in. And then the clock gets confused. Melatonin is delayed. Rest becomes light. The mind never turns off its noise. But when you decide to restore your relationship with light and darkness, everything begins to return to its center. Hormones find their rhythm. Body temperature drops at the right time. Deep sleep returns. Your energy, your clarity, your mood, everything depends on that invisible rhythm. This practice will take you step by step to reconnect with that biological order, to feel it, not just understand it. Because the science of circadian rhythm is not theory. It's experience. And every breath is a step back to your axis. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the air moving in and out. Allow the sounds of your surroundings to be part of this space. Nothing is left over. Everything is part of the cycle. Inhale through your nose, hold briefly, and exhale gently, as if letting go of the weight of the day. With each exhalation, the body loosens a little more. With each inhalation, the brain aligns with calm. You're not going to sleep today. You're going to reprogram your biology. You're going to teach your body how to return to the rhythm it was designed for. And when you wake up, you won't just feel rested, you'll feel synchronized. Because true energy doesn't come from coffee or effort, but from being in tune with the earth. Light awakens you, darkness restores you, and between them breathes the mystery of your balance. The story of the day begins with a single gesture from the universe, light. That first golden line that touches the earth as the sun rises is also the first instruction your body receives to wake up. Your brain is not activated by the sound of the alarm clock, but by the photons that reach your eyes. They travel through the retina until they reach that master nucleus of time, the suprachiasmatic, that clock we spoke of before, which now receives the oldest message of all. The day has begun. When natural light enters your eyes, it not only illuminates the world you see, but also the inner world you inhabit. That light turns off the production of melatonin, the sleep hormone, and triggers the release of cortisol, not as a threat, but as a healthy energy boost. This morning cortisol isn't stress, it's the dawning of your nervous system. It's the biological turn on, the wake up with which the body organizes its functions. The temperature begins to rise. Your heart rate stabilizes. Your mind begins to focus. Everything in you says, I'm alive and it's daytime. Now, gently close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose, letting the air awaken your lungs, and exhale through your mouth, as if releasing the veil of night that still rests on you. Imagine at this moment that a light turns on inside your forehead. Small, warm, like the light of dawn that appears behind the mountains. That light is your inner dawn. It doesn't come from the sun, but from your attention. Visualize how that golden glow expands from the center of your mind to your eyes, from your eyes to your face, and from your face to your entire body. Every cell awakens with that soft light. Every muscle receives the message, it's time to live. Feel the subtle warmth that this light leaves on your skin. It's the same warmth the sun imprints on the earth at dawn. The same language of energy with which life is reborn every day. Andrew Huberman explains that the human body was designed to receive between 5 and 10 minutes of natural light every morning. That simple act, watching the sunrise, unfiltered, without screens, resets your biological clock, regulates your alertness, and synchronizes the exact moment your melatonin will return that night. It's not just a spiritual ritual, but a neurobiological formula. Morning light teaches your body when to sleep best. And even if you're not seeing the sun right now, your mind is capable of recreating that experience. The brain doesn't completely distinguish between what's experienced and what's imagined. That's why this visualization has power. Feel that inner dawn intensify. Imagine gentle rays descending from the sky toward you. Each ray is luminous information, precise instructions for your biology. The first activates your eyes, the second awakens your adrenal glands, The third opens the energy channels in your chest, and the fourth adjusts your heart rate to the rhythm of the day. Breathe. Inhale the light. Exhale the night. With each inhalation, your body receives the signal that the day has begun. With each exhalation, what belongs to sleep is released. In nature, no being needs a clock or an alarm clock. Birds are awakened by light. Flowers open their petals when the sun hits their leaves. Animals go out to forage in sync with the clarity of the sky. And you're also part of that dance. You just forgot. Today, this practice is your return to that wisdom. Your internal clock isn't adjusted by willpower, but by light, darkness, and silence. When you expose your eyes to natural light upon waking, you teach your brain the rhythm it should follow. And when you protect your nighttime sleep from artificial brightness, you give your body permission to produce melatonin naturally. That's the alchemy of balance. Cortisol in the morning, melatonin at night. Light and shadow. Action and rest. The perfect dance of biology. Now imagine you're facing a real sunrise. The horizon begins to turn gold. The air is fresh and clean. The silence has not yet been broken by the day. Feel how that light touches your skin, how it expands through your chest, how your breathing synchronizes with its rhythm. Every ray is a caress of time. Every flash is a reminder. Energy is born from order. Stay a few seconds breathing with that inner sunshine. Allow your body to memorize it. Engrave in your mind the feeling of clarity, lightness, and focus. Because every time you remember this feeling, your nervous system will know exactly how to wake up without anxiety, how to flow with life without exhaustion. Dawn doesn't just happen outside, it also happens inside you. Every morning, your brain has the opportunity to be reborn with you. And this practice prepares you for that, to restore the cycle so that when the day begins, you too begin from a place of balance. When the sun touches your eyes, it also awakens your soul. The human body is an extraordinarily complex system, a biological clock that runs 24 hours a day, even when we're not aware of it. Every cell, every organ, every muscle, and every joint is part of a constant dialogue with our brain, sending information about our internal state and our environment. This dialogue, which occurs through temperature, movement, pulse, breathing, and many other physiological signals, is fundamental to synchronizing our circadian rhythms, those internal cycles that determine when we feel sleepy, when we wake up, when we are alert, and when our body prepares to rest. Dr. Andrew Huberman has extensively researched how these interconnected systems regulate wakefulness and sleep. According to his research, paying attention to these signals and learning to consciously interpret them can significantly improve our sleep quality, our daytime energy, and our emotional regulation. In this section, we'll explore how the body acts as a living clock, how each physical signal impacts the brain, and how we can use this information to reconnect with our natural biological rhythm. Body temperature as a messenger of the internal clock. From the moment we wake up, our body begins sending signals to our brain about our state of alertness. One of the most powerful is body temperature. During the night, while we sleep, our core body temperature slowly decreases. This drop is not accidental. It's a biological mechanism that signals the brain that it's time to rest. When we wake up, this temperature begins to rise gradually, activating alertness systems and preparing us for daytime activity. The sensation of heat and cold isn't just physical, it's also information the brain interprets to regulate our circadian rhythms. For example, When our feet feel cold upon waking, the brain understands that the environment is still cool and can slowly adjust the wakefulness systems to avoid sudden activation. Conversely, a slight sensation of warmth in the torso or upper extremities signals to the brain that it's time to activate and prepare the muscles and organs for the day. Imagine for a moment a peaceful morning. You're sitting or standing, breathing gently, and you begin to perceive your body temperature. Feel how your feet make contact with the ground, how that surface provides support and stability. Notice whether your feet are warm or cool. Feel the blood flow through your legs, noticing the gradual increase in warmth as circulation is activated. Feel how your leg muscles slowly awaken, ready to support you during your daily activities. Every small change in temperature is a message. Your body is telling your brain that the day has begun, that it's time to be alert, to move, and to focus. Huberman explains that paying conscious attention to these temperature variations not only improves body awareness but also reinforces circadian synchronization. Each time you tune your attention to these signals, your brain receives a reminder that your body is aligned with the natural cycles of light, temperature, and activity. This conscious attention strengthens the biological memory of your internal clock, training your nervous system to anticipate and respond correctly to changes in day and night. Movement and activation, signs of wakefulness. In addition to temperature, body movement is another crucial messenger. Every time we make gentle movements upon waking, we send information to the brain about our state of alertness. Movements such as stretching, gentle twisting, raising our arms, or walking a few steps, even brief ones, have a profound effect on neuronal and hormonal activation. Huberman has pointed out that even microscopic movements, such as flexing your fingers, slightly shifting your feet, or turning your neck, generate wakefulness signals. These signals activate the motor cortex, send impulses to the basal ganglia, and increase activity in the region of the hypothalamus that regulates circadian rhythms. Thus, the brain receives information about the body's readiness, integrating temperature, movement, and sense of energy into a single message: we are ready for the day. To reconnect with this signal, take a conscious body scan. Start with your feet, sensing their contact with the surface that supports you. Slowly move up your legs, noticing how your muscles activate, how your blood flows, and how the sensation of warmth increases. Continue with your abdomen and torso. Feel how your diaphragm moves with your breathing, how your lungs expand and contract, how your heart pumps oxygenated blood to every corner of your body. Observe your shoulders and arms, your neck and head. Feel the alertness that arises from this gradual activation, unhurried, effortless, simply observing the life flowing within you. Internal signals, beyond movement and temperature. It's not just warmth and movement that communicate information to the brain. Every internal signal, however subtle, plays a fundamental role in circadian synchronization. Heart rate, breathing rate, feelings of satiety or hunger, and even changes in blood pressure are messengers the body uses to tell the brain how to organize wakefulness and rest. For example, when your breathing is deep and slow, the brain interprets that the environment is safe and that there's no need to activate the stress response. When the heart beats regularly and rhythmically, the parasympathetic nervous system is strengthened, promoting calm and focus. Conversely, a racing heart or shallow breathing activates the amygdala, signaling alertness and readiness for action. Every small change, when consciously observed, becomes a tool for recalibrating our internal biological clock. A helpful exercise is a mindful body scan. Close your eyes and pay attention to each area of your body, observing without judgment: feet, legs, abdomen, torso, arms, neck, and head. Notice your temperature, muscle tension, breathing, and pulse. Feel your body sending messages of alertness, readiness, or relaxation. With each inhalation, perceive how the energy is activated. With each exhalation, how any residual tension is released. This simple act of observation is powerful. It reinforces the connection between mind and body, strengthening the circadian rhythm. Conscious reconnection, tuning the biological clock. Now that you've explored temperature, movement, and internal signals, it's time to integrate them into a mindful exercise. The practice consists of 3 steps. Body scan, from head to toe, perceiving temperature, tension, energy, and blood flow. Conscious movement, perform gentle stretches, bend your joints, and take deep breaths. Feel the energy spreading throughout your body. Signal integration, observe how the combination of temperature and movement generates a natural, stress-free, and effortless state of alertness. Feel your body and brain aligned with the natural cycles of life. Imagine every cell in your body lighting up with the awareness of this moment. Every muscle, every organ, every nerve sends information to your brain, saying, "Everything is ready, everything is in sync." This conscious integration strengthens your biological clock, improving your energy during the day and preparing you for rest at night. Benefits of reconnecting with your internal clock. The regular practice of this reconnection has multiple benefits proven by science. Improves alertness and concentration during the day. Optimizes emotional regulation, reducing anxiety and stress. It promotes sleep quality by preparing the brain for the night transition. Increases the feeling of security and well-being by aligning body and mind with natural cycles. Huberman emphasizes that consistency is key. A single exercise isn't enough. It's daily, conscious, and attentive repetition that retrains neural pathways to respond in a balanced way to life. Every morning, by sensing your temperature, moving your body, and paying attention to internal cues, you are training your brain and body to recognize the natural rhythms of day and night. Sensory visualization to reinforce synchronization. To finish this section, do a sensory visualization exercise. Close your eyes and visualize your body as a biological clock in motion. Every cell is a cog, every muscle a spring, every organ an active component. Imagine your core temperature gently rising, while your extremities warm and awaken. Feel how the conscious movement of your arms and legs synchronizes each gear, fine-tuning the precision of this internal clock. Notice how each inhalation activates energy, and each exhalation releases any tension, harmonizing your nervous system. Feel your body and brain working together, perfectly aligned with the natural rhythms of day and night. This state of harmony not only prepares you for daytime activity but also lays the groundwork for deep, restful sleep when nighttime arrives. Breathing is much more than an automatic process that keeps the body alive. It is, in fact, one of the most powerful levers we have for regulating our nervous system, synchronizing our circadian rhythms, and transitioning from daytime alertness to nighttime rest. When we pay attention to our breathing and learn to consciously modulate it, we can guide our body and brain toward specific states of calm, safety, and recovery. This ability to use breathing to influence internal biology is a fundamental principle that Dr. Andrew Huberman has highlighted in his studies of applied neuroscience in sleep, attention, and emotional regulation. In this section, we'll explore how breathing regulates our internal biological clock, how physiological sighing can be an immediate tool for stress reduction, and how to integrate slow breathing patterns to stabilize and synchronize our internal rhythms. We'll also offer a guided listening experience, using breathing as a guiding thread to transition from an active day to a restful night. Breathing as a circadian signal. From dawn to dusk, our bodies go through multiple physiological states, regulated by circadian rhythms that control hormone release, body temperature, metabolism, and wakefulness. Among these rhythms, breathing plays a subtle but fundamental role. Each inhalation and exhalation transmits information to the brain about our state of alertness and safety. During the day, when we're active, breathing tends to be faster and shallower, reflecting the need for oxygen for mental and physical activity. This breathing pattern sends signals to the brain that trigger the activation of the amygdala and other regions linked to alertness and the fight or flight response. At night, however, slow, deep, and controlled breathing signals to the brain that the body is safe, that there's no threat, and that it can begin the recovery and regeneration processes. Huberman explains that this regulation occurs through direct connections between the nerves that control breathing and the autonomic nervous system, particularly the interaction between the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. Simply put, breathing acts like a biological language. Through its rhythm, depth, and pattern, we can send messages to the brain about how we want to feel, naturally adjusting our internal energy. Introduction to physiological sighing. One of the most powerful discoveries Huberman shares is the use of physiological sighing as a tool to immediately calm the nervous system. This type of breathing consists of a double inhalation followed by a prolonged exhalation. The scientific logic behind physiological sighing is simple. The first inhalation slightly increases oxygen levels, preparing the body to receive more air and helping regulate CO2 balance. The second inhalation reinforces this oxygenation and activates receptors in the lungs that send direct signals to the brainstem. The long exhalation causes a drop in heart rate and activation of the parasympathetic system, generating an immediate feeling of calm and security. This breathing pattern not only reduces amygdala activity but also stabilizes cortisol levels and other stress markers. In practice, this translates into a tangible effect: less anxiety, a clearer mind, and a body prepared for the transition to rest. Connection with circadian rhythms. To understand how breathing helps balance the internal day, it's helpful to visualize our body as a biological instrument fine-tuned over thousands of years of evolution. Dawn triggers wakefulness through light, temperature, and movement, while night sends signals of relaxation and repair. Breathing can be seen as a bridge between these two states. With the right rhythm, we can facilitate the transition between daytime alertness and nighttime calm, reinforcing the coherence of our biological clock. When we practice slow, controlled breathing patterns at the end of the day, we are literally rewriting the brain's internal narrative, telling it, "The environment is safe, it's time for rest, it's time for regeneration." Breathing becomes a tool to align physiology with the circadian cycle, reinforcing melatonin release, reducing cortisol, and optimizing the function of regenerative systems like the glymphatic system. Guided listening experience, tuning into breathing. Now, we'll move into a practical, guided experience, which can be accompanied by soft music, theta tones, or nature sounds to deepen sensory integration. The intention is to use breath work to synchronize body and brain in a state of restorative calm. Step 1. Preparation. Find a comfortable space, sitting or lying down. Close your eyes and notice your body temperature, the feeling of support on the surface you are resting on, and the distribution of your weight. Take a deep, slow breath, allowing your abdomen to expand gently. Step 2. Introduction to physiological sighing. Inhale gently through your nose. Inhale again, a little deeper than the first. Exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing tension and activating inner calm. Repeat this pattern for several cycles, observing how each exhalation prolongs the feeling of safety and well-being. Step 3. Integration with the circadian rhythm. As you breathe, imagine that each inhalation activates your internal energy for the day ahead, and each exhalation allows your body to begin releasing residues of stress, anxiety, and accumulated tension. Visualize a downward flow from head to toe, where each exhalation brings calm to every cell, regulating your nervous system and aligning your internal biological clock. Step 4. Pay attention to bodily sensations. Notice how your heart rate slows, how your shoulders relax, how your jaw loosens. Observe the space between each breath. This inner silence is a reminder that the body knows how to balance itself. Allows the mind to focus solely on the breath and the physical sensations that accompany each cycle. Step 5. Conscious repetition. Continue this pattern for 10 to 15 minutes, keeping your attention on your breathing and body sensations. Each cycle becomes an anchor, reinforcing the biological memory of calm and training the brain to respond to future moments of stress with resilience and serenity. Physiological and psychological benefits. Integrating physiological sighing and conscious breathing into your daily routine produces multiple benefits. Immediate stress reduction. Prolonged exhalation activates the parasympathetic and reduces the alert response. Improving sleep quality. By stabilizing breathing before sleep, the brain prepares for memory regeneration and consolidation. Emotional regulation. Practicing conscious breathing strengthens neural circuits associated with calm, allowing for a more balanced response to daily challenges. Optimizing the biological clock. Slow breathing patterns help synchronize circadian rhythms, improving daytime energy and nighttime rest. Body-mind connection. Mindfulness of breathing strengthens body awareness, promoting a deep and sustained state of well-being. At the end of this guided practice, take a moment to observe how your body and mind feel. Notice the difference between your breathing at the beginning of the session and your current breathing, which is slower, deeper, and more stable. Feel how calm has settled not only in your mind, but also in every muscle and organ. This awareness of your breathing and its direct impact on your nervous system is the key to transitioning from day to night harmoniously. Remember, breathing is your most accessible, immediate, and powerful tool for influencing your internal biology. With each mindful practice, you are rewriting the way your body and brain respond to stress, strengthening the memory of calm and paving the way for deep, restorative rest. Now that we've explored breathing and balancing our circadian rhythm, it's time to enter the state of deep rest that allows the brain to regenerate. This nighttime meditation is based on the science of sleep, neuroplasticity, and the functioning of the glymphatic system, a natural brain cleansing mechanism that is primarily activated during deep sleep. Through guided visualizations and targeted body sensations, we will prepare the body for total surrender, floating in a state of absolute rest and allowing every cell to regenerate. Preparation and posture. Before you begin, make sure you're in a comfortable and safe place. Lie down so your body is fully supported, your feet slightly apart, and your arms relaxed at your sides. Close your eyes and allow your breathing to slow and become more natural. It's not about forcing anything, but rather allowing your body to remember how to rest deeply. Begin by noticing the points of contact with the surface you're lying on, the weight of your body against the mattress, the sensation of your feet touching the sheet, your back supported evenly. Each point of contact is an anchor that connects you to physical reality as your mind begins to gently dissolve into a state of calm. Activation of the glymphatic system. During deep sleep, the brain activates the glymphatic system, a cleansing system that removes toxins and proteins accumulated during the day, including beta amyloid and other waste, which, if not eliminated, could impair cognitive function. This cleansing is crucial for neuronal regeneration and memory consolidation. Visualize your brain as a vast river of light and clean water. With each deep breath, imagine this river slowly flowing, carrying away everything you no longer need: stress, repetitive thoughts, physical tension. Feel how each exhalation allows this waste to dissolve, while each inhalation brings nutrients and oxygen that revitalize your neurons. Dr. Huberman explained that the activation of this system is closely linked to deep sleep and the release of slow waves, which occur primarily during non-REM sleep. By synchronizing your breathing and your attention, we facilitate the emergence of these slow waves naturally, promoting cellular regeneration and repair. Guided visualization of neural restoration. Begin to imagine a network of neural connections in your brain, each glowing with a soft, restorative color. With each breath, healthy connections become brighter, strengthening memory and mental clarity. Connections that need repair begin to glow with a warm light that envelopes and restores them. Feel these connections reorganizing harmoniously. Each synapse regains its purpose. Each thought finds its natural space. This process is not only metaphorical, but reflects neuroplasticity. The brain actually reorganizes, strengthens circuits, and eliminates redundancies during deep sleep. As you deepen your breathing, imagine a floating sensation beginning to spread through your body. You're not just resting, you're being held by an invisible space of safety and regeneration. This feeling of weightlessness calms your muscles, relieves pressure on your joints, and allows your mind to release any residual tension. Integration of body and mind. Now, bring your attention to your entire body. Feel your shoulder muscles relax and gently fall back toward the surface that supports you. Notice how your jaw relaxes, allowing your lips and tongue to rest naturally. Notice how your abdomen expands and contracts slightly with each breath, bringing oxygenated blood to every internal organ. Each breath acts as an internal massage, activating deep relaxation and connecting body and brain in a state of restorative unity. Imagine that with each exhalation, your body becomes lighter, more buoyant, as if suspended in a silent, safe space where nothing can disturb your tranquility. This approach combines Huberman's neuroscience principles with the practice of mindful meditation. Focusing attention on breathing and physical sensations strengthens neuroplasticity, improves emotional regulation, and enhances sleep quality. Feeling of total surrender. As you deepen this meditation, allow your mind to let go of the need to control or plan. This is a moment of surrender. Your body is safe, your brain is activated to cleanse and repair, and every cell benefits from this nightly synchronization. Imagine that each breath is a wave gently entering your body, carrying restorative energy to every organ and cell, and that each exhalation carries away tension, stress, and repetitive thoughts. This rhythmic flow creates an internal dance of regeneration, where calm, safety, and restoration intertwine. Visualize your brain as a starry night sky. Each breath illuminates new connections, clears the darkness, and strengthens the clarity and focus you'll experience upon awakening. This practice not only promotes neural repair but also paves the way for an awakening filled with energy, clarity, and emotional well-being. Transition to deep sleep. As meditation progresses, let the breathing cycles become automatic, allowing guided breathing to blend with natural breathing. You don't need to think about each inhalation and exhalation. Your body has already learned to synchronize with its biological clock. As you rest, imagine a bridge between your conscious mind and the restorative subconscious. Every wave of calm you feel now is a signal to your brain to activate repair and memory consolidation processes, facilitating toxin cleansing, hormonal regulation, and mood stabilization. With each passing minute, your body sinks deeper into the surface that supports you. Feel the buoyancy, security, and peace integrate into every fiber of your being. This state of total surrender is the perfect environment for deep sleep to do its work, restoring, cleansing, and regenerating. Before concluding this section, allow these images and sensations to fully integrate. Your brain doesn't just sleep, it repairs and reorganizes. Your body doesn't just rest, it learns to optimize energy, circulation, and hormonal regulation. Your mind doesn't just calm down, it strengthens your memory of calm, which can be accessed in any moment of stress or anxiety. This deep meditation is an investment in your long-term well-being. Every night you practice it, you strengthen the safety, calm, and regeneration circuits. Neuroscience confirms the consistency of these practices alters biology and strengthens emotional resilience. Allow breathing to become natural, your body to sink deeper into the support of the bed, and the sensation of floating to become complete. Every cell, every neuron, every thought finds its place in a space of infinite calm. This is the moment when the body and brain align to regenerate, restore, and renew. Always remember that your night is your ally, that deep rest is not a luxury, but a conscious act of care and biological repair. Now that we've gone through this entire journey towards synchronizing your biological clock, it's time to close the practice with a deep integration, a moment where body, mind, and brain align in a state of complete renewal. This closure isn't just symbolic, it's an act of consolidation. Every breath, every visualization, and every sensation you've experienced settles in your nervous system, leaving its mark on your neural circuits and your body memory. Let's start by connecting with conscious gratitude. Think of your brain and body as tireless allies working day and night to keep you alive, alert, and healthy. Science tells us that the brain learns to recognize calm, that repeating practices like this strengthens emotional resilience, mental clarity, and sleep quality. Allow yourself to thank your biology, the incredible internal machinery that regulates hormones, neurotransmitters, circadian cycles, and neural cleanup each night. Feel the connection between science and direct experience. Your gratitude is also an act of positive feedback for your nervous system. Now, take this gratitude beyond the biological, toward the spiritual or transcendent, depending on your perception. Be grateful for the ability to be present, to nurture your rest, to regenerate. This balance between science and consciousness generates a state of complete well-being, an internal rebirth that is reflected in your daily life. Remember that your biological clock, your circadian rhythm, is a powerful ally. Every exposure to the right light, every conscious breath, every deep rest contributes to your body and brain functioning in harmony. The practice we've done today is a training model, a protocol you can repeat daily to reinforce your alertness rest cycles. Imagine your daily life as a river where the water flows in sync. Morning brings clarity, energy, and focus. Afternoon modulates activity. Night delivers deep rest and neural repair. Huberman science reminds us that the brain and body learn from habits, and that consistency is key. Every night you apply these practices, you reinforce the memory of calm and regeneration, making serenity your natural baseline state. Now bring your attention back to your breathing consciously and deeply. Take a long, deep breath, filling your lungs with fresh air, feeling your abdomen and chest expand. Hold this restorative energy within you for a brief moment. Then exhale slowly and completely, releasing any remaining tension. Allow this breath to be a seal of integration, the bridge between conscious practice and your deep rest. Repeat this cycle about 3 times, feeling how each breath anchors calm, gratitude, and regeneration in your nervous system. With each exhalation, feel your body sink deeper into a state of rest, and your brain consolidate the information and benefits of the entire practice. Finally, allow inner silence to settle in. Don't think about doing anything, planning, or controlling. Simply sit or lie in this space of integration, feeling how your body, mind, and brain have synchronized. Every cell, every neural connection, every fiber of your being absorbs the entire experience. This moment of silence is essential. It's the phase where the memory of calm is consolidated, where the nervous system registers that safety, controlled breathing, and deep rest are possible and accessible. It's also an act of respect for your biology, recognizing that your brain needs time and space to process, repair, and regenerate. With this practice, you don't just sleep better, you transform your relationship with rest and stress, align your internal clock, and train your brain to respond calmly to daily challenges. Every night you repeat these meditations, you renew your ability to wake up with energy, clarity, and emotional well-being. Always remember, your body and brain don't sleep in vain. Every breath, every visualization, every surrender to rest is an act of regeneration and transformation. This is your nocturnal rebirth, silent, profound, and powerful. Remain in this state for a few more moments, knowing that your circadian rhythm is aligned, your nervous system is balanced, and your mind is trained for calm. When you decide to open your eyes or drift off to sleep, do so knowing that your rest is an act of science and consciousness.